I still think, like, just drop the whole jizz mopping thing. Go with, like...
Yeah, that was kind of just like,
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of The Rambling Knave. I'm Brandon.
And I think, therefore, I drink.
Oh, that's the first one of those I actually like and understand.
Yeah, I heard it from some chick named Renee.
Zellweger?
Yes.
We're taking it back to that?
Yeah, well, it's a throwback.
Yeah, okay. This week on The Rambling Knave, we're going to talk about torture.
Torture, motherfucker.
Based on, well, what we went through last week, we figured let's take a deeper dive into the realm of torture.
Yeah, so we're going to do a top 7 list because 10 is played out.
Yeah, like, you know, best of 7.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But before we get into that, I'd like to bring up the fact that we set a goal a week ago?
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Or maybe we referenced it last week. I don't
Whatever.
know.
But as soon as we get to 50 subscribers, we will do a drink-off game like we've been doing for the Budderitas.
The whole family of them. Well, maybe not the whole family.
But as many as we can get our hands on.
5 or 6 of them.
Because, oh god.
Yeah, those things are fucking
As
terrible.
filming right now, we're at 42.
So we're doing real good.
So
we have, what, this will be our 12th episode, and we're at 42 subscribers. I'd say that's a great success.
I'm sure some of you know at least 8 people that you can just get them to, like, literally just click subscribe. They don't even have to like us. They don't have to even watch it. Just be like, click, and then set it down. I'd prefer they watch it and like it and share it with their friends, but fuck it, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, and then after that, next goal would be 100 subscribers, and we'll try to do probably live stream like a power hour or something. And if you don't know what that is, make sure you bang out that subscribe button like you're plowing your old lady and get us to that number.
Yeah, if you want to see what we're like when we are shit-hammered, get us to 100.
We're fun, classy people, I can assure you
of
that.
We will be dressed to the nines, sitting here behind a table made of pure mahogany and ivory.
Oh, yeah.
Imitation ivory, because I don't support the whole elephant murder.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Also, we'll be wearing monocles and have pocket watches.
Oh, and the finest cigars.
Yeah, this is all going to totally happen when you get us to 100 subscribers.
Yeah, so make it happen. And we'll just drink the best boozes.
The best.
With that being said, let's get on to torture. Beginning at the beginning, number 1, the boats, or sophism. This is an ancient Middle Eastern thing. They take like a rowboat,
Was it the Persians?
Yes, it was.
Persians.
The Persians, and actually before them, it was somebody else, and the Medians.
Ooh.
Yes.
Some history stuff.
Yeah, there you go. So they would throw the guy in basically what amounts to a rowboat, and they'd force feed him shit tons of honey and milk, which would keep you alive, and then put another boat on top, and then push you out into a lake, and leave you out there for days. And more days.
To think about what you've done.
Yes. Now you gotta realize that they have filled you not like, oh, I'm full.
Yeah.
No. They've filled you till you are vomiting.
Filled you to the brim, to
Literally.
the point where it's coming out of your mouth, nose, eyes, and ass.
Probably your ears. Like,
Nah, it's not coming out your ears. You can still hear
They'd
it.
probably shove some honey in there anyway. Like,
Just pack.
listen to this shit.
You
Winnie
can hear
the
the
Pooh.
sound of honey.
Yeah, it's just bad. And you'd be out there and you'd be shitting and pissing and vomiting and spitting and tears but you're out there in the middle of this lake with all of that filth. The bugs start coming. And you gotta remember, this is the Middle East. It's like 198 degrees. You're like on the surface of the fucking sun. So you're sweating your balls off, and the bugs start coming. And the flies, and the worms, and the spiders. And they're all literally, after a while, after a couple of days, they pull you back in. And refill you full of honey and milk. There's gotta be a poor guy that has to do that has to open that thing up and smell.
It's like unpasteurized milk, too.
Yeah.
It's got like the curds in it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the chunks.
Open it up, refill you, and then close it up and push it back out on the lake. And so these bugs are just building up in there, and open wounds are starting to happen, and the bugs are crawling in and laying, and this could take like 3 to 4 weeks till you die of being eaten alive by bugs. Fuck.
Yeah,
That's gnarly as hell.
pretty horrible.
And then again, that poor guy that has been like filling you full every couple of days, like I just picture him like sitting on the edge of the lake, like getting paid a couple of dinars from whoever the emperor is, you know, like, well, this is my life. And like, and then 3 days, pull him in.
Jimmy the boat torturer.
Yeah,
like,
and,
well.
And then after the guy's dead, he's like, well, okay, just bloop. And it just has to hose out well.
Yeah, he can't. No, he's got to be scrubbing that thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just hot water and like elbow grease.
Yeah, because he only gets those 3 dinar a week. You know, he doesn't want to buy 2 new boats.
Yeah, no, those are his boats too.
Yeah.
They have like accommodated his boats to be like, look, if you don't give us your boats, we're gonna do this to you, and we're gonna find another Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy started out as a fisherman, but we was shit at it.
Although
so he's
I
like,
think
well, I can rent you my boats.
It'd be really hard to find another Jimmy, like during the Persian Empire. I'm sure. Like, there's not a lot
Jimmy.
there's not a lot of Jimmies.
Yeah, they all look one way, and then there's Jimmy's like, hey guys, I got a boat.
Yeah, I don't know what this guy's doing in the Middle East, but he's fucking there, and he's cleaning
speaking
the boats.
English.
Yeah.
It is real fucked
Nobody
up.
can understand him.
He's a good torturer guy, though.
Wait, like, why would he need to clean the boats if that's their only purpose? Is he like taking them out on the weekends? Like,
Yeah, they're his boats. He's clearly still using them for fishing.
Yeah, he's got to feed his family. You can't feed a family of 6 on 3 dinar a week.
Yeah. And he fishes in that same lake where all the bugs and corpses are.
Yeah. Where do you think he gets his bait?
Yeah.
When he pulls them in, he's just picking a couple of those
Yeah.
worms out. He's like, this will catch me a bass.
Yeah, Jimmy, do they have bass in the Middle East?
Maybe.
No.
If Jimmy has something to say about it, they do.
Jimmy just released a bunch of bass into the Middle East.
Yeah. Oddly has a corncob pipe. It just makes no sense at all.
Jimmy's a real person. He exists. Moving along.
Number 2.
Number 2 is crucifixion. And if you haven't heard about crucifixion, you're clearly, like, living in a fallout shelter somewhere.
I'd love to be you, because if you don't know what crucifixion is,
Yeah.
you've led a blessed life.
No, maybe not. I don't know if I'd call that a blessed life. Like, it's
That means
like,
you haven't been touched by religion.
that means somebody has locked you in a closet and, like, kept you void of all interaction with humans. Crucifixion is where, okay, in the Bible, the most well-known form of crucifixion is when Jesus, they nailed him to the cross.
Yeah, which is weird because it was done by Romans, and like as a classical history major, they generally didn't use nails. That's kind of a misnomer. They tied them to the crosses.
Well, in Jesus' case, I also don't think they made most people who were crucified carry the cross on their backs with a crown of thorns on their head because they committed some crime.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So, Jesus got, like, the full effect of it. So
Yeah,
the
the
full
full-
effect of the torture is you have to carry these giant beams. You have to carry these 2 giant beams up a hill with a crown of thorns jammed into your skull, and then knowingly get nailed to it. Like, that's what awaits you at the top of the hill. It's like a metaphor for life. Basically, you've always got this big heavy thing on your back, and there's something digging into your head, which is your psyche, and then at the top of the hill is just nails.
Sweet, sweet release of death.
It's not even a sweet release because you're up there.
But wait,
until
you're saying
you
at
die.
the very top of the hill there's nails.
Well, not Todd from Nails.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, that's pretty dope. If I get
Yeah.
up there and like Todd from Nails
No.
is hanging out up there, be like, "What's up, Todd from
Yeah,
Nails?
no, it's not our-
Fucking play me some music."
It's not our best friend Todd from Nails who got us on the guest list that one time.
No.
Although,
You don't know.
yeah, Noah had nothing to do with that. Our best friend Todd from Nails was like, those guys over there are really cool. Anyways, Todd from Nails is cool. You should listen to Nails.
But you know, okay, you said like it only happened to Jesus, but I know for a fact that happened to somebody else, just like that.
Who's that?
His name was Brian.
Oh, yeah? Did
Yeah.
he have a life?
He did. He had a life of Brian.
Yeah.
Some would say, and he always looked on the bright side of life.
Always look
Always.
at the bright side of life. Well, you know, Brian, you know, kudos to you for
He's
always
gonna
looking
throw his sandal at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
Here's
to
to you.
Brian.
Brian. And here's to Jimmy, who had to clean off
All the crucifixions.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them. 3, the wheel. Catherine's wheel. It's literally just a large wooden wagon wheel. They strap your ass to it and then bring your arms and legs around the spokes of the wheel. Just keep breaking them and breaking them and breaking them with hammers and shit until you're literally spiraled around all of the spokes.
My question is, who is Catherine, and what did she do to deserve this?
I mean, there's so many questions that
Right,
can be
yeah.
answered.
existing as a woman in the 16th century?
Well, I mean, that's probably a good point. Yeah.
I think, like, I mean, it was the 1600s, you know, that kind of era, but, like...
that kind of era.
But I think, like, you know, they just saw her, like, rolling polyhedral dice, and they were like, oh, she clearly worships the devil.
Wait, they had polyhedral dice back then?
I would like to think so.
Were they playing Dungeons and Dragons back then?
I think so, but it was, like, a whole different sort of thing.
It was like real satanic panic.
Yeah, like the real, like...
real shit.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck that crap that happened here. Like,
Yeah.
we're talking...
Actual,
like, they roll a d20 and shit actually happen.
Right. I feel like whoever job it is to get you off of the wheel once you're dead is just, that's
a gnarly
That's
job.
a pretty terrible job. You're just like, well, I gotta unwind this broken body.
Jimmy again.
Yeah, Jimmy would have to clean
the
the wheel.
fucking wheel.
After they just threaded somebody's body through all the spokes.
Because, I mean, wheels probably weren't that easy to come by back then. Like, there was a lot of work, physical labor that went into making that. You know damn well after they were done, that wheel had to be used again.
Yeah, and then Jimmy's the guy who has to come out with, like, a blunt hatchet and just, like, beat your arm until it falls off because he's turned it to mush.
Yeah, I just like to think, like, he's just, you know, whistling like a happy tune while he's just hacking away.
Well, I mean, that's later down there. At first, he was probably, like, real against it.
Oh, he was mortified at first,
Yeah.
but he was getting a 3 sweet dinar.
I mean, those dinar are pretty fucking dope. Of course, I don't know if it's dinar at that point.
No, you got like a goat and 3 chicken at that point, because
Oh,
there was
the
not
barter
really like a
system.
good amount of like hard currency, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were giving him like, you know, a couple of pieces of gold. No, they was getting a goat and chicken. Or maybe a deer, goat and deers.
Goat and deers?
Yeah, he's getting a goat and
I don't know, you can do an awful lot with the goat.
deers.
And deers.
So yeah, so there's that.
Moving along. Number 4 is the bowl. I don't know, you're the history major, tell me about it.
This is another one that was like Roman, Greek, Middle Eastern, that whole time, that whole era, and the classical era. They would build a brass bull, like life size, and then shove you inside of it, and then close it up like right in the ass, just bloop,
I mean,
and then close it up and
I don't
lock
mind
it.
being shoved into things' asses.
Well, you mind this, because then they build a bonfire underneath it and cook you alive inside of it.
Oh wait, so it's like a sweet sauna inside
Like
of a bowl?
at first you're like, ooh, I'm getting
this is
fit.
This is a nice
This
sweat
is
tent.
nice.
I'm just gonna take off all my clothes and then they don't let you. I mean, it'd be kind of shitty to not be let out, but
Yeah.
I'd be like nice and saunaed.
Yeah, the only holes were they had nostrils, and so the smoke from your body would go out that, and it would look like a snorting bull, and I guess somehow it would whistle, and like make sounds like a bull, probably from you screaming would be my guess, but
Or it just gets so hot and it's like a kettle
yeah, maybe. I mean, just that's fucked up.
combined with human screams.
Yeah, and again,
That'd be a cool kettle to have. That it just starts screaming, like not like whistling, but like actually screaming.
yeah, so that's pretty fucked up. And again, Jimmy's gonna have to open that bull's ass up and clean it out.
See, I think the thing about that one though is that it's all nice and sauna. I feel like I don't think that one would be as hard to clean because it's already
Yeah, I mean, it's more of like a
lubricated
buffing,
inside.
probably like
Yeah.
a nice buffing it to a high sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of like Ace Ventura 2, where like he's inside the rhino and he's like, yeah.
Need air. Air. Yeah. That's nothing like the actual torture. Maybe it was a homage to that torture, but he got out.
Yeah.
You don't get out of this bowl.
No.
See, I mean, well, the thing is, Jimmy could pull that body out, and that could be dinner for his family. Like, you clearly cook that body pretty well if you're in there.
I mean, it's
until
like
dead.
Cajun style at that
That's
point.
fine. I mean, you just peel off, like, you know, the burnt skin.
Are
And
you
then-
assuming that at this point Jimmy has devolved into a cannibal? Like, you know, I think the 3 dinar is gonna be able to like get him some food for him.
Get
and
him
his-
some food, but
his
maybe not
18
enough.
children.
Maybe not enough. If he has 18 kids, he's clearly eating people. Like, you don't feed 18 kids without some form of cannibalism.
Well, I mean, his family just keeps growing because somehow
Yeah.
Jimmy doesn't die.
Well-
He's like the man from Earth. He just never
Yeah.
dies. He
But
stays
that's the
alive
thing.
forever.
Jimmy doesn't have to tell them it's human meat. I mean, they all clearly love it, and then, you know, they turn into cannibals in the end. But, you know, here's some liver. Here's, you know, a pancreas. Here's a heart. Where'd you get it, Dad? I got it at the market with my dinar.
Maybe.
Dad, how'd you afford that? I'm a good, you know, barterer.
I am the consummate provider for you and my family.
I know what I need to do now. You guys eat this human. I'm gonna go bang out your mom and have another kid. Jimmy lived a pretty sweet life. Sweet dinar.
Anyway.
Moving along, number 5 is run you out of town on a rail, which is etymologically correct.
Yeah. It's American, too.
Hang on. That word is really big. I gotta take a moment. You're gonna have to do this.
Have a drink. Have a drink. This is done here in the good old US of A, out west, when someone was a dick at like the local saloon, you know, but he wasn't such an asshole that you shot him. You know, you want to get him out of town.
I'm still processing that word.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, you know, the local farmers would go rip off a post, not a post, a rail off of the posts out in the old farm, pick the guy up, and set him crotch first on an upturned rail, doink, and tie him there, and then carry him around town while everybody laughs and throws shit at him, and the two big strong guys bounce him up and down so it just wrecks his junk.
Yeah, but what if you get the person who's like real into sadomasochism, and then that's just like, I did this on purpose, and I do it every week.
Were there that many of those in like the early 1800s though?
Everybody was a sadomasochist in the early 1800s.
I don't know if that's factually correct, but I'd like to believe it.
No, it says it somewhere on Wikipedia, I guarantee it.
Well, if it doesn't, we can make that
Yeah,
happen.
we can totally do it.
They would take him, do that around town, and then take him outside and throw him off the rail and presumably beat him to shit with the rail.
And then he comes back next week and he's like, I'm ready for it again, big boy.
I think you're like projecting. Like, this is totally you just projecting your wishes and wants. Like, Noah, next week we're getting a rail.
I mean, that's a good episode.
Although, that being said, we're going to need two bigger guys to carry him because we're not strong enough.
I don't want any part of this anyway.
Too bad, you're already complicit. You're in on this shit. Anything we say or do, you are in.
Yeah, so, Noah's not like a standby at this point. He's deep involved in whatever Brandon and I do or get into.
He has to be.
So if we get caught committing a crime,
it's Noah's fault. I say it now. Yeah. Noah's the ringleader. Obviously, we're not fucking smart enough to pull anything off. It's him.
Not at all. He's the brains of the operation.
Yeah. Anyway, next, music as a form of torture. Many people have used this throughout time, but I think us Americans have just found that special sauce.
Oh, we certainly have. We've let people like Cardi B exist, and it's just the pits.
Yeah, we found that special sauce. When we invaded Panama, ran Noriega out of there, he ran into, again, like the Holy See, you know, the Catholic Church's embassy, and we surrounded that bitch, and, you know, I really wish I could find the name of the guy that was like, you know what's great? I have this cassette tape.
It's a mixtape,
It's a mixtape. And what I did was, I have the song from Van Halen, Panama. And since how we just took Panama from them, let's just hook up every speaker we can find and blare it at them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Panama! Oh my god, that would drive anyone insane. And it did. And in a few days, he fucking surrendered.
I mean, they could have blasted like Phil Collins at him too. That's pretty bad.
Well, yeah.
You know.
And then at Guantanamo, they used some black metal bands and for like 12 hours at a time. And then they'd switch it up with 12 hours of Barney.
See, that's pretty twisted.
Yeah.
I think if they would like cut it and like splice it to where it's like 30 seconds of black metal, then 30 seconds of Barney, the juxtaposition there would be really cool. That would actually make like a really good band. Somebody should do that.
That's what we did.
See, if anything, they should have played some like Nickelback.
Canadian.
I understand that that's low-hanging fruit, but we can all be honest. Or, you know, Creed, any new metal from the 90s. Like, you could have played Limp Bizkit.
They did, actually.
Oh, well, then see, they win, because that, except for that one track that has Method Man and Redman and DMX on it, because they're cool. You know, DMX once impersonated a federal agent? Yeah. DMX was cool, man.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
There's drawing and quartering. It's where they tie your arms and legs to 4 different horses, essentially pointing them at the cardinal directions. What happens is they slap the horses on the ass and then they tear you apart.
You know, I think they do that in LA now?
That makes
Like,
sense.
it's like a holistic, all natural, like
Remedy for back pain.
Yeah, it remedies your back pain like permanently.
Terminally.
Yeah, it's terminal. Like
Yeah.
it will take care of that problem. It's just one of those newfangled things they do out in LA.
Well, you know, we can't just.
Yeah, we're just gonna shove your face full of botulism. That
Well,
would be
I
a great
mean,
idea.
those smelling medicines where you smell things and feel good are, you know, pretty
Cocaine?
nice. Yeah, cocaine is a great smelling remedy. And
Blast.
finally, yeah, as a bonus, torture. If you watched our last episode, you'll understand Clamato.
Specifically, Clamato Bud Light or
Well,
Bud Light.
I'm
Clamato.
sure the Bud Heavy Clamato is just as bad.
Well, I mean, but there is like standalone Clamato,
There, okay, yeah, I should say.
which
yes,
I mean
Bud
that would
Light
just be
Clamato-
bad too.
Bud Light Clamato. But maybe we should try that. Maybe we should just mix Clamato with other drinks and see if it, you know, evens it out.
Oh. Get us to 200 subscribers.
Get us to 200 subscribers and we will mix Clamato with a whole bunch of other drinks and Noah will be involved in it too.
He will drink more than both of us.
Noah will drink
Because
double
he has
the
an
Clamato.
iron stomach. He didn't throw up or
Yeah.
even wince. He just drank it like a champ.
Yeah, he tried to drink it again.
Yeah. After
Actually,
the
yeah.
camera was off, he's like, you know what?
You know, this isn't that bad.
This isn't that bad. I would love to have an enema full of this. I'd like to be filled with this from my mouth and my butt. So we did that. And
So get us to 200 subscribers and we'll have a weird Clamato night where all kinds of fucked up stuff is going to happen. I'll end up in a gimp suit. Brandon will end up in prison. Noah will be fine.
yeah,
And
he'll be
that's
trying to
what's
bail
gonna
me out.
Yeah.
But he's broke, so I'll be stuck there
Yeah.
because he spent all his money on Clamato.
Yeah, he's gonna fund this. He's been bankrolling the whole show.
Yeah, that's why he's broke, because
Yeah.
we steal all his money and spend it on booze.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Clamato.
Clamato. And we're just gonna we found his passion last week.
Yeah, his passion is Clamato.
I mean, it's kind of his guilty pleasure. He's like, oh, it's so bad. Oops.
Oh,
I'm
and
drinking
also-
more. Because if you watched it, you can see he literally on film grabs the cup after. He's like, oh, it's the worst thing. And then he's like, oh, wait, no.
No,
I don't want anybody to know that I love it.
Also, we were
Fucking
informed
asshole.
by our friend. We were informed by our friend Jake that there's this drink that they drink in Chicago called Malort, and if we can get some of that, we'll do an episode with some Malort too. And if you're from Chicago, which I don't know why you'd be watching this show, but if you're
But
from
you
Chicago, you know what that is, and we're gonna drink it and tell you why it's bad.
Or weirdly enough, we might like
Or weirdly enough, well, maybe we'll mix it with Clamato and see what happens.
it. And then we know Noah will like it. At least it won't be wasted.
Yeah, so get us to 200 subscribers and we'll drink Malort with Clamato.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what we're doing with
All
our
right,
lives.
so-
Make sure you bang that subscribe button, you bang the bell next to the subscribe button, you go into the link and you bang on over to our Twitter and our Instagram
And comment.
and our Facebook and you comment in the down below.
Not on his dick. Like, literally type in comments.
Yeah,
Like,
type in comments.
how you like to torture yourself. Maybe, you know what? You can think about it and be like, you know what? This Clamato sounds like such a good fucking idea. I'm going to throw a party, invite all my friends, and only fucking
Yeah.
serve Clamato.
Exactly.
Fuck
Or you
my
could say
friends.
like, you know, this show is torture and I hate you guys, and that's cool too. So make
As
sure
long as you subscribe.
As long as you subscribe, just subscribe so you feel better about yourself. Make sure you do all that stuff so you're alerted when the next keg is tapped.
Cheers.